Hello there, welcome back to My World 67. This is G-Man. Just try to do a little quick video. I had mentioned some time ago about this motor that I had pulled out of my Marks 1095 that was in the flood and had sat in water for many days. I think in one video I showed you that where I had torn it apart, cleaned it, and now I had it running. And here it is. You can still see the rust. I've cleaned it up quite a bit, but there's still some rust. And what we're going to do tonight, let's set this over out of the way. What we're going to do tonight is, or at this time anyway, what we're going to do is I've got this New York Central that I've been wanting to get back on the road again. I pulled it up out of my old junk box. It's just a junk body. It's scratched up. It was a lot dirtier than this. I cleaned it up some. I'm going to clean it up some more. At one point in time, someone took and colored over the lettering and the vents, the numbers, and I started trying to take it off, and I decided just to leave it on there. Actually, it looks pretty good, makes it different, gives it a custom kind of look, and it's not prototypical, and it's no longer going to be original Marks, but it's good enough for me, and I like it, and so I'm going to leave it. Like I said, I cleaned it. I did go ahead and clean it up, and I kind of like it. So anyway, but I've got some repair that needs to be made to the shell itself, and that's back here. Both back steps are missing. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to attempt, as I've did on many of these, to make some new steps. We're using evergreen styrene strips, and actually we're using a bread tie clip out of styrene sheet plastic, and these bread tie clips, don't throw them away. They come in handy for a lot of repairs and a lot of different things when you're working on trains. Okay, here we go. What I've done is I've taken this bread tie strip and I've shaped, cut out with a pair of scissors. That's another thing nice about that. It's just like sheet styrene. A form in the shape of the ladders that are molded onto these. And I made it a little bit longer so that it sits in behind the shell right here and glues in at the proper height. What we're going to do is, these are real simple. You take 2 of your styrene strips, and we've got the strip styrene right here. You take 2 of these styrene strips. I've already cut off a couple of them. Take your glue. Now, there's a proper height for these strips, so you have to cut them off at the right length so that they'll be pretty much where you want them. Those are a little long. And we're going to cut it off again. It's okay if it's a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, but really it's better a little shorter than it is a little longer. Just take a tad bit off of each one. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to put a little glue this side, a little glue down this side. And put one of these strips on each side. And these strips are actually a little wide. Still a little long. You need to cut it off. Okay, there we go. Like that. Now in this particular instance, these are going to actually be too wide to use for those strips. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them back off. And we've got this other strip styrene. While this is still wet, it just dries pretty fast. Put a little more on there. We're going to take this other strip styrene and put it in place. Hold it there. Cut it off. Put it over on this side. Cut it off. Kind of round off the end of it a little bit. Then we're going to put one right before the top. We're just going to kind of eyeball it. And that one went bye-bye. And then we're going to have one at the bottom. They don't have to be perfect. Glue there and about there. Still just a little bit long. When they get this small, they're hard to cut. There we go. Put that one in the bottom. ahead and cut this one a little bit. And we need a little bit more. This glue dries pretty quick. Take your shell and put it on this side. I'm going to line it up right there with the handrails. Doesn't take a lot of glue, but you don't want to spare it either. Line it up. Press it in place. Get it straight. And you go ahead and you make your next one. Same way. Now, if you want to take your time, you can make it look a whole lot better. And there is even a thinner strip than this. I'm out of them. It's just really thin. But this will work. Once that's painted, just at a distance, you'll never know that it's not the original step. And we're going to make the other one and put it on, and then going to come back and install the motor. Give me just a second. Okay. We've got them both installed. Now we're going to take a magic marker, a permanent marker, just for now, all intents purposes, or to save a little time. Just put a little color on them so you can kind of get an idea of how that will look when it's finished. Hope you can see that. Now I actually have some black paint and a brush, and I could actually go ahead and do that real quickly. Give you a better idea what it's look like when it's finished. Paint ends, sides. It's not completely dry yet, but it's dry enough that we can paint it. By tomorrow, it will be super strong. Make sure we got all of our areas covered. And there it is. And when it dries, it'll flash out and it will match that engine almost perfectly. Okay. I want to get something set up so that we can set that up off of the table. Put this lid back on this paint. Get this out of the way. I'll wash that brush out a little bit later. And it's okay. This is an acrylic paint, and so it's okay if you leave it for a little bit before you clean your brush out. Now, I want to get back to this motor. As I said, this motor was under the water for 4 or 5 days. It would not run. It was rusted completely shut. I had to tear it apart. Took me a couple days, actually, to get this thing running again. Got it going, and I just checked it out again and lubed it again because it was already dry. And we're going to put this motor in this engine, as I said. Now, we'll take our screw out. As I said, this is the engine out of the motor out of the 1095 Santa Fe, which I'll bring back up later when I get ready to try to restore it. And hopefully we'll have a motor for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this old rusty head screw right now. It cleaned up quite a bit actually, but and I didn't take it any further. For now, for all purposes, just to get this engine in so you can see, get it up and running. And set it in place. light lined up on it. Now you notice I still hadn't put the side frames on this. Too much stuff in my way. Ordinarily, I line that up right away the first time. Good to have magnetic screwdrivers. I guess I'm not seeing too good because of my light this evening. There we go. And there it is. Now we still have to put the flanges on, and we can do it with the engine on, or with the motor in, or the motor out. We still have to put the flanges on. I'm going to go back, like I said, re-clean this engine, and we get the flanges on it, and it's going to be ready for service. Now I've got flanges for it. I just didn't dig them out this evening. I had put them back up down here in my desk, and I've got like a bunch of trains and parts down there, and I didn't want to dig them out. Anyway, this was just a quick video to show you what you can do, how you can repair those rear steps again, and to show you what you can do with one of these plastic Marx engines, these diesels. You don't throw them away unless you just don't want them. You fix them. Remember, you can do a lot of things with junk, and a lot of guys consider scratched up shell. I don't know if you can see those scratches or not. Broken steps, just junk. But steps are replaceable, and scratches can also be made to almost disappear if they're not too deep. Now, there's a couple of these scratches on here that are pretty deep, so we might not be able to get rid of them. But anyway, quick video to show you what you can do. And when I get it all finished, I'm going to hook the light up. And the light goes here. And I'm going to hook the light up, get it going. And I'll bring it back, do another video, and show you once it's completely finished how it looks. Alright, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and happy rails to you. Thanks for watching.